Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of March 8th, 2017. So let's get right into it. First up we have Action Comics number 975, oversized issue this week due to the 975 mark. But we're continuing the Superman Reborn story arc, which has been fantastic so far. Really excited to read that. Superman has done exceedingly well in Rebirth. And if you have not yet checked out Superman or Action, I do recommend those two titles. They are fantastic. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 952. We're continuing the League of Shadows story arc. It's just Detective has been a fantastic book that you need to be reading. Yeah, period. Next up, we have Earth 2 Society number 22, and yes, this is the last issue, finally. So I'm curious to see how this ends. I enjoyed it for the most part, but definitely Earth 2 Society is going to go up on my eBay. Next up, we have Flash number 18. This is the start of Sins of the Father, part 1. So let's see. I'm curious to see where they go with Barry and Wally in that. Next up we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 16, Quest for Hope, Aquilo versus Guy Gardner. No rings supposedly in this matchup, but I'm really curious to see how that one pans out. Next up is Justice League of America number 2. The Rebirth issue was really good. I loved issue 1, so I'm curious to see where issue 2 takes us. Even though it does feel like Batman and the Outsiders, it's still a phenomenal book, and I recommend you check it out. Next up is Mother Panic number 4 from DC's Young Animal line. Really just gritty stuff set in Gotham with Batman. Mother Panic's another character running around in the city. So enjoyed it so far. So yeah. Next up we have Planetoid Praxis number 2. I've read the first issue of Planetoid Praxis and enjoyed it, especially off the heels of way off the long time ago the Planetoid Just mini-series. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see these this world come back. Next up we have Red Hood and the Outlaws number 8. Who is Artemis prologue. The first story arc was okay in Red Hood. I'm hoping that this next story arc catches my interest still, but it's one of those titles that's kind of sitting in at the bottom, almost to the just read pile. So it's good, but I don't know if I want to keep getting it. Next up is Scooby Apocalypse number 11. Just been really fun stuff with Scooby Apocalypse. It's just a fun read every month. So I can't wait to dive in and see what happens to the crew in that. Next up is Suicide Squad number 13. Burning Down the House continues. Hopefully it doesn't continue for much longer. I think only 2 more issues after this of the Romita Jr. artwork, and then hopefully we'll be back to something nicer. Because Romita Jr. sucks. Next up we have Superwoman number 8. I will explain to you why I'm yawning in a second, even though I always record this late. It's a Superman Reborn tie-in, so I'm curious to see how this pans out. I'm really want to see what's happening to Lana Lang, because she's apparently not doing too good. So, yeah. Next up, we have Titans number 9, Made in Manhattan, and apparently Bumblebee is coming out of and going to, apparently breaks out. So, so far Titans has been enjoyable enough, but again, if it doesn't continue to hold my interest, it'll probably drop to the read list. And finally on the pull list is Wonder Woman number 18. Godwatch continues in this issue. Just Brecca's been doing an amazing job on this book. I always look forward to reading it. But yeah, Wonder Woman's just been fantastic. I did snag up some variant covers this week. Look at the pile going here. First up is the wonderful Gary Frank art for Action Comics number 975. So got that one, and then we have the Detective Comics Dustin Nguyen cover there. Flash had one with Captain Boomerang on it, so I couldn't resist picking that one up. I normally don't get the variants for Hal Jordan the Green Lantern Corps, but it's just, you know, a Krillo knocking guy out, so had to grab that one. This one is actually one from last week. We didn't get enough copies, but I still wanted it because it looked cool. And that's for Hellblazer number 7. Again, your shops may be cutting back on the variants if they haven't already. So if you really want those variants, you probably should be pre-ordering those, or at least letting your shop know that you want specific variants for specific books or by a specific artist. Yes, Leave America number 2 has a nice little variant cover there. Gillian March gives us the Red Hood and the Outlaws variant cover for number 8. Love Gillian March, even though he's gotten a little sloppy in his current stuff. So curious to see where that goes. Will Porcheo did the Suicide Squad variant for issue 13. We had a one for Superwoman for number 8. With Lana Lane going up against the Lex's sister in her armor. And then, of course, we have the Wonder Woman 18 variant cover from the Revival artist there. Yes, I know, I can't remember her name, and I should look it up, but I don't. So yeah, so that's it for the pull list. Again, those are titles that I get for my collection and all that wonderful stuff. I did pick up a new Funko Pop for myself and the kids, but mainly more for the kids. But the new line for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is coming out, or is already out. And so yeah, I picked up the Baby Groot one, even though it doesn't say Baby Groot, it's just Groot. So this is a tinier version of Groot. On the back here, you can see the different ones for the Guardians Volume 2 that are going to be in this line. I actually didn't notice the rocket before, but he's like got a jetpack and a little like plastic base thing going on, so I might actually snag up that rocket because it's pretty cool. And I've seen a limited chase version with for Star-Lord with the mask on, so if you like Pops, you might want to check out your shop for the new Guardians ones that are coming out. So let's get to the read list. So first up we have Old Man Logan 19. Yes, Jeff Lemire is leaving Marvel. So we are now no longer going to be getting Old Man Logan or Thanos or any of that stuff. I know Lemire has stated that he's finished his arc for Thanos, so that is supposedly done. Who knows if they're going to keep Thanos going after that, but we'll see. But yeah, Lemire's just done some really, really good work over at Marvel. Yeah. Sad to see him go, but hopefully he moves over to DC or he goes and does some more of his cool stuff. If you like Lemire and you did not check out Royal City last week, I do recommend Royal City. It was a fantastic read. I loved it. It makes me want to go read Underwater Welder, which I haven't actually gotten a chance to read yet. Next up is Planet of the Apes Green Lantern number 2 of 6. Yeah, these crossovers with Boom and other comic book companies that DC's been doing. I've been really curious to check out a couple of them. The Green Lantern ones have been really cool. I didn't check out the Justice League Power Rangers one just because I've never been a big fan of Power Rangers. But yeah. And finally on the read list is Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 5. So yeah, really enjoyed Aphra so far. All the Star Wars books that are currently being published are very, very good, and I enjoy each and every one every time it comes out. But of course, you know, hardcovers. I got to get some. That's how I'm going to read it. That's how I collect it, is in the hardcovers. So that's it for this week's read list. I have a read list for a couple books that I was not able to check out last week that I wanted to show you, and that's Extremity number 1 from Image, came out last week. So I snagged up a copy there to check out this week. And then Moon Knight number 12. Again, another Lemire book that's going to finish up soon because he's no longer going to be writing it. But I really, really enjoyed Moon Knight. And we actually got reorders in of Hulk 2. So I'm going to continue checking out Hulk 2 since I did not get a chance to read past issue 1. But I was intrigued enough to want to check it out. Hulk is actually on issue 3, and 4 should be coming out fairly soon. So hopefully we get some copies of 3 in so I can check that one out. But for the most part, we'll see how it goes. So that's it for this week. I am very, very tired. We recorded episode 300 of the Comic Conspiracy tonight. Very long episode. We discussed sales chart numbers for February. A phone call that Ryan was on Friday that he couldn't really talk about, but tends to talk around what he can't talk about or can talk about. I don't know. They talked Logan. I had to step out for a little bit during the Logan talk because I have not actually yet been able to see it. I was not able to see it this weekend. I'm hoping I can go see it Saturday. And if I do, hopefully I can get on here and give you guys a nice review of Logan. I've heard good things so far, but I'm kind of holding off until I actually see it to pass judgment. So yeah, we talk other stuff. Julian Titus from the No Pants podcast made his trip out to California, specifically to be on Comics Conspiracy and the Geek Box. So if you listen to the Comic Conspiracy episode 300, Julian is on in person and not over Skype. So it was great to have Julian on. And he's also on this week's episode of the Geek Box. So yeah, so check those out if you get a chance. If you want, you can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting, getting food before we record, and keeping us in kind of some of this stuff here. We do appreciate all of our Patreon backers. It's a great help. We do thank you. And also as a Patreon backer, you do get access to the Bryce Brieflies and also to Charlie and Toby's Roundup podcast where they talk non-comic book related TV. So yeah. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. As usual, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel here. You can, again, I always like leave your comments down below for what you're getting this week, what you're excited for, what you're disappointed with, all that wonderful stuff. Love seeing the comments and I try and reply as quickly as I can, but keep it up there, guys. Yeah, so I'm pretty tired. It's very late. It's later than I would normally record this due to the fact that I think our podcast was almost 3 hours today. But 300th episode, you gotta go big, right? So yeah. I don't think there's much else to talk about. So yeah. So I will see you next week.